Ever wanted to rekey your SN95 trunk's lock cylinder? Well, then this is the video for you. Here I have an SN95 Mustang lock cylinder. Comes out of the trunk, right where you would want to put your key in to get in there. Some of them say on the internet it says it's keyed for differently than the ignition. Mine wasn't. It was keyed the same. However, the ignition lock cylinder was trashed and I had to replace it, and I do not want to use two keys. So I wanted to repin this, and all I can tell you is there's just nothing out there. I've been searching the web and you can't buy these new. So what I'm going to do at this point in time is make a video on how to, one, get this out. It's very simple. This is where it goes. There's a rivet on the back side that you'll find from the inside of the trunk. I've already gone ahead and I didn't drill it out from the back side. I went ahead and ground it from the front. Then you rotate this and it slides right out. So now that we have this out, let's talk about this. This isn't like the door cylinders where you sort of move it into a position with a key and it comes out, the center comes out. This one is different, and I'm going to show you what I had to do and how I'm halfway through it. So how I've got this to come apart. The biggest thing is getting to these tumblers in here, and once you get it out, there's seemingly no way that it comes apart, except for on each side there's these two little roll pins, and you have to drill those out very carefully. And I drill them out, and if you look on the end of that bit, you get the right size bit, it'll start to come out. Roll pin comes out with the drill bit, and I've depinned it. So now I am here. What do we do next? The key's not in it, as you can see, although I do have a key and it does work. It appears, I'm doing this for the first time, that it slides right out. So now that I have the cylinder apart, I'm hoping that I don't have to take this chrome cap off to get to the insides of the guts in here, because that just really sucks. So now that I've got this out from this housing, to recap, you have to drill out those two roll pins, and I'll have to find out if I can ever replace those. And this guy comes out. So now that it's out, and it only goes back in one way, our next steps are going to be to figure out from here how I get access to the keys that are inside there, so I can start changing those out. They're all numbered and stuff, and change them out so I can key them to my new ignition system. So now that's more than I've ever found on the internet. So that's where I am right now. I'll hack at this for a while off camera, and once I figure out how this comes apart from the next step, then I'll show you what to do next. Okay, there's good news, I guess, and bad news. The good news is I got the whole thing apart, and I'm going to be able to rekey my trunk lock on an SN95, 95 Mustang, 94 to 99, 2004, whatever, if they're all the same. You do need the key. You've got to have the key, because that's how you get this apart. Unfortunately, the next steps after getting the roll pin out was you do have to take the chrome face off, just like you do for the door locks. That's the unfortunate component to this. Then what you have to do is, using your key, you have to rotate it around a few times in order to get it to kind of come out of the inside of that. So this is your trunk lock. You've got to use the key. It'll come out a little way, and then you rotate it again, and then it comes all the way out. And then you have access to the keys, the pins, so that you can repin this. And I've had pretty good luck repinning these, because I don't know, you just take them out, put your new key in, and figure out what fits where. And if you don't like it, you can file a couple down and make them work. They're just super easy to do once you get these keys, once you find that you get some of these. Now, I don't think Ford sells these anymore because I've been looking online. I can't find them. But my new key is going to go in, and some of them already fit, so I'm not even going to change them out. You could tell by when they go flat on both sides. So you can pull these out with pliers like this. There's little springs in there. And these are numbered 1 through 5 that I've seen. Some of them go up as many as 7. So what you want to do is you want to pull these out like that. And I heard the spring go flying. So I'll have to look for that with a magnet later. Actually, I got extras. And if you look on there, you should see a number 5. This thing's like 553, 5535. There's not a whole lot of different ones in here. And now I can rekey it to my new key, which is brand new, which fits in the ignition, and make sure that these are all flat. And you'll know by testing it, by sliding it back in here, if it goes in or not. And right now, it's not going to go in very far. It'll go to there, but you can see it's not turning it. The old key, you get it to go in and rotate it, it goes all the way in. See, you got to rotate it twice. It's a little bit different than the door keys if you've done them and seen the videos on those. You got to come out here and then you rotate it and make sure your key stays all the way in there. You rotate it and it comes back out. It's all about this notching. And then I'll have to find some roll pins to put back in here so that this thing doesn't fall apart, because the roll pins have been drilled out. Don't forget. So you got to drill out the rivet, drill out the roll pins, take the face off just like you would any other of the door locks that you've seen in those videos. And then you can rekey it if you can get access to the pins. And these look just like the ones in the door locks. So these key types are the same. So I don't know if you can get a kit of these. I've not been able to find. If anyone knows, you could put it in the comments. That would be super helpful. But what I'm going to do now is I end up just taking these and putting them to the file, and I just grind them down and I file them and put them back in. You know, I've changed the number because really it just has to be flush on both sides, and who cares if it goes down that far. So essentially, I'm rekeying it myself. So that's how you take it apart. When I get it ready, and I test these, I will get these all to fit, change them out if I have any extra ones, and then I will bring you back in for the reassembly and show you how the new key, which is here, works to make these all flush. Right now that's the old key. You can tell it's all dirty and cracked and whatnot. So that's where I am now. It is disassembled. It is more complicated because of the roll pins, but I hate the fact that on these Fords you've got to take off the chrome retainer face covering, which you've got to bend this little all the way around, and it's very invasive. I'm not a fan of it, but it is what it is at this point. If you want to change that out, you got to take the face off, and then where the little key door goes has to come out, just like it does on the if you're rekeying a door. The trunk is just more involved. So that's where we are now, and we'll continue on when I've got these keys all reset and ready to go. Okay, here we go. So all these pins are reset. Some of the numbers worked, some of them didn't. So I had to file them. You'll notice the ones that I may have had to file. Once you put the key in, you'll see if they're way down in there. They're ground flat down here, though, where it counts. These are all in place where I want them, though. So I have 6 keys in there that will lock at the top when the key is out, which is the most important thing. That's where it actually engages inside the cylinder. It only locks on one side, believe it or not. So now that I have it, these are all the pieces to this. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total pieces. You're looking at the entirety of the trunk lock cylinder. And I even still have the rivet still in, so you can see. That's what you're looking at when you look inside your trunk. I drilled it out from this side just because I wanted to see. I don't know, just did it that way. The only thing I'm going to have to come up with are roll pins. And there's some sort of a, I don't know, whatever that is. Some schmidge there that went between here and there. I'll see if I've got a gasket or something that I could put in there. And then we'll reassemble it. I did get a gasket from another kit. And I didn't use it on the doors because it just didn't look like it belonged there. So we'll see if we can't make that work. Okay, let's see if that works. It should. It might not. Probably not. I've had really sketch luck on some of this stuff. So, sketch level 2000. It's been a fun. It's been a treat. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little axle grease for this. I don't want to use anything else. I think axle grease is just fine. And we'll apply it with a screwdriver. All right, new key in. Just gonna throw a little bit of axle grease on that. It's probably a bad idea. Someone could probably tell me in the comments if it is. Maybe something else to use, probably graphite or something, I don't know. But I'm painting in the shop here, so I'm trying to use, this is a multi-purpose shop. Try not to get it on the tumblers, doesn't really need it. Trying to use some stuff that won't interfere with my paint process. So now there's a detent here, and there's at the top 12 o'clock if you're looking through there, has to go in here, and then it slides into that first position. So much is what I said. There it is right there. And then it rotates. Then the key is in. That's it. It's in there. You can take the key out for now. Probably take the key out in the off position, because then you got to put the spring component back in. And this is where it gets a little dicey. This is kind of like a little, I'm going to try and not mess this up because it's the spring itself is being kind of kept by the rod. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. The minute I try to get this together, you can see where I'm going to run into an issue. I think we'll try to do it together first. We'll try to do it with gravity on our side. Again, the hardest part about this whole process has been, okay, it goes in one way. That's nice. Has really been, yeah, that's in there pretty good. The whole process has been getting it out and apart, and the roll pins are were the key. I don't know what you can see at this point. We just got to get the spring below this keeper. Okay, if you can see in there, the spring is now behind a little triangle detent. So now it's, because your trunk is spring loaded, it's in. Took me a little bit of finagling, but I got it. Now, the last two pieces, well, first we're going to see if this fits. This is from another kit. I don't know if it'll fit. Kind of looks like it might. So now the front looks just like your door lock, right? It's got this little spring-loaded swing. I call it swing gate. Probably isn't what it is, but that's what I'll call it. And that goes in. That doesn't even look right. That looks right. And then your cover goes on. And this needs to be basically rolled back into place. So you have to pry this edge all the way around, just like you would for anything else. And I only do it about halfway, and hopefully it comes off, and it usually does, because I've done a few of these now. Now I'll take a pair of channel locks or something soft, so don't ding this up too much, and I'll get this squeezed in, and then I'll just take a jeweler's hammer and roll that edge back down so that this won't come off, and then I actually throw some glue on it, believe it or not, of all things. But this is the hardest part of the whole thing, is getting this back on where you feel good about it. So there it is, rekeyed, ready to go back in the car, just like that. You can see where that rubber gasket was. And that's what you see when you put your key in. It's just a matter of getting these pins out. Rivet, 2 pins, take the cap off, rekey it just like you would a door lock. And that's how you rekey your SN95, 94 through 2004, I would guess, Mustang trunk lock.